I've noticed there's always something trending in the health and fitness space. That's not a bad thing because there are a million ways to optimize your health, to optimize your fitness, just to improve things, to sustain things. There's always something else to do, so I'm not surprised there's always something trending. And they often come and go almost as quickly as day turns to night. And that also kind of follows, I think, most of our ability to stay with our habits in health and fitness as well. And that's actually what concerns me. I'm happy to see that a lot of these trends keep people's health and fitness front of mind, but I'm also worried that it doesn't allow us to excel at the basics. And that's what's going to really keep us healthy and fit through our life. Right now, I'd say the most trendy thing is getting your steps in and walking more for a greater distance since we're sitting all the time. But how does that, along with any other fitness trend or trend that's based in movement, really help us with our continuity of movement over our lifespan? Time and time again, we see people who will reach the pinnacle of success in their sport or in their field. They have outstanding fundamentals. And as much as I like these trends because they keep health and fitness front of mind for a lot of people, I'm not too sure that they enable us to be outstanding or develop great fundamental habits that allow us the continuity of health and movement over our lifespan. Movement is foundational to health, and the movement pyramid is a concept that attempts to explain the hierarchy of movement. The foundation of this movement pyramid is basic movement fundamentals. Think flexibility and mobility. Then it ascends into more complex movement patterns like agility, balance, and speed. In the context of this movement hierarchy, the foundation of this pyramid, being flexibility and mobility, are going to be the fundamentals you'll need to excel at in order to sustain a high movement health over the course of our lives. Going back to our trending example, walking and getting your steps in is a great way to stay active, but what would that do for your ankle mobility or your ability to get into a deep squat or your ability to reach overhead? One is not more important than the other. They're equally important, but you don't get proficient at both by doing one. As a non-clinical fitness professional, I've seen many clients come to me with physical and life circumstances that don't allow them to participate in exercise the way they want to. The type of clients that I'll see are generally healthy, meaning they'll be able to obtain clearance from their physician that they can exercise pretty easy. And although we can't always change life circumstances, we can change physical circumstances when dealing with generally healthy people. And all I mean by physical circumstances is a person's ability to move. From my perspective, it seems to impact morale just as much as life circumstances. I've seen people get very discouraged because they can't reach overhead or even touch their toes. How motivated do you really think you'd be if you know you can't even touch your toes or get into a squat without your heels coming up? I think this is a great first barrier to breach before many people can become more active, or at the very least, increase their morale to introduce the idea of being more active. Yes, we should be exercising to increase our strength, power, agility, and balance. But if we don't have relatively quality joint movement, we could be reinforcing less efficient movement patterns. And that's why the foundation is so important. You wouldn't hire a chef and then give them dirty pots and pans and canned food to cook with, expecting a phenomenal tasting meal. Clean pots and pans and fresh ingredients are just as essential to a good tasting meal as flexibility and mobility are to quality movement. So where can you start? Well, luckily, this isn't an issue that requires medical attention or a doctor's orders, so you can easily search basic stretch moves or mobility moves that can help you develop full body mobility to a greater extent. If you have access to a physical therapist, a personal trainer, a strength and conditioning coach, those are also professional resources that can help you assess and prescribe certain exercises to help you with your mobility, to help you with your flexibility. Just remember to keep it simple. Keeping it simple is going to be a great way to adhere long term. So that way you can maintain your movement health. Take 5-10 minutes every day. I like to do my mobility moves every morning or just whenever I get stiff to help me loosen up. Set a reminder if you have to, But the more you do it, the more you're going to be able to anticipate when you're going to be stiff, and you'll just be more aware of your own stiffness in general. There are a ton of combinations that you can put together to create movement flows to keep you supple and loose. Here's just a few of my favorite. And again, reach out to a physical therapist, a strength and conditioning coach, or personal trainer if you don't feel comfortable doing the research on your own, and so that you can get assessed to see where your deficiencies are. So that's all the information I have for you guys right now. Hope y'all found it helpful, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Holla.